Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, did you get your money's worth? Oh my God. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Broncos win. Broncos win. Oh my God. I'm cramping. Oh my God. This is the way it's going to be, huh? This is the way it's going to be? Oh my God. Woo! Oh, yes. Yes. Love it. Oh, woo, Bills. Absolutely amazing. Amazing Broncos country. Amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. What? 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 Oh my God. Oh, can you believe it? Can you absolutely believe it? The Denver Broncos somehow, some way, I don't even know. What did we watch? What kind of fourth quarter did we just watch Broncos country react? Because the Denver Broncos somehow, some way, oh my God, I can't even believe we're doing this show. I had so many other ideas of what was going to happen and how I was going to react. And the only way I'm going to react is, you know it, because you better believe Broncos is going to be a problem. And they were a problem. Sean, thanks for being a problem. Thanks for being a problem to your own team for almost entire four quarters. 19-0. And they come back and they win. I can't even believe it. I'm beside myself. I talk for a living. I have a big mouth, and I am speechless. Speechless. Where's my chain? See, Jackson Dart doesn't get to wear his chain. I'm going to wear my chain. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The Broncos won. The Broncos won in amazing fashion, honoring Demaryius Thomas today, entering the Broncos Ring of Fame, honoring the Super Bowl 50 team, to put on that type of show. Listen, football's supposed to be fun for like 3.5 quarters. This game sucked. This game was terrible. They're having a Sean problem. Bo's got a million batted passes at the line of scrimmage. They've got drops going on. Sean Payton won't run the ball. And then all of a sudden, they just start moving the ball. All of a sudden, things start clicking for this team when they were completely out of sorts, when they were completely done, when the quarterback was toast, and then they come out and they win. What? When the Theo Johnson tip touchdown happened, because there's always a way, and you're doing math, and you're like, okay, 4 minutes left, whatever. Giants get the ball. If the Broncos stop them here, and they score and get a 2-point, and then it's a 3-point game. And then Theo Johnson catches that miracle tip pass into the end zone touchdown. And I was like, well, there went your last chance. Even at the end, with the bogus, and I've always said, you're going to have to beat bad refs. The refs are bad in the NFL. You put yourself in that opportunity. Sean Payton running down there. Sean Payton gets the personal foul penalty on the head coach. Yeah, that's right. That's Broncos country. That's your head coach right there. Did you believe? Because he believed. Sean Payton gets a personal foul penalty. Jackson Dart stretches out to the end zone. He's dropping F-bombs on the sideline. And it looks like it's over. No timeouts. You've got 30 whatever seconds left. Oh my God. What did... This was an insane game. And it was fun. It was insanity, and it was fun. It was insanity, and my God. They won. They won. And this is why you don't live tweet during games. Because everybody during the game was like, this sucks, this sucks. My producer, Drew Spivak, who notoriously, I'm calling him out on the postgame show. I don't even care. He notoriously hates NFL football. It's kind of weird. He lives in Denver and he hates NFL football. He still says the Broncos are trash. Yeah, okay, whatever. They won that game. They won the game. Like, that's the thing. Like, okay, you can be trash for 3.5 quarters and then show up. They did it against Philadelphia and it was on the road. It was like, yeah, well, Philly, whatever. And they did it on the road, Philly. And then they do it down 19-0 and they come back and they win this thing. What? The what? Like, so, yeah, let's save all your Bo Nix as trash comments. Let's save all your Sean Payton as trash comments. And yes, even my producer, Drew Spivak, save your Broncos are trash comments because the Broncos just flipping won. So, how do you like them apples? That's right. How do you like them apples? I have nothing but F words to say to anyone that doubts on Bo Nix. Sean Payton's got to get better play calling, okay? And even Ben DiNucci, the new guy's over in the corner puking his guts out. Like, Ben DiNucci's on Twitter, like, should Davis Webb take over play calling? Like, it was disaster. It was the bottom of the barrel. It was just like, oh my God, what are we watching with this team? And then they come back and win? I don't even know what to say. Like, seriously, it was amazing. It's amazing. This is why you watch sports. This is why you watch football. This is why you love football. Because it's like, my God, what an amazing finish to a day that seemed to be horrible. They were out of sorts. Sean Payton wasn't running the ball. And then it just starts working. The Evan Ingram play, so many like hero moments in this game. And I do like, you know, when this team's going about it, the RJ Harvey touchdown, for example, Harvey scores and, you know, they're still down and they've been terrible most of the game. Harvey scores. They don't really celebrate. I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, you have so many of these moments. You had so many of the bad plays. What the hell was the Garrett Bowles thing? Like, come on, Sean. Come on. Don't get cute. Win this damn thing. This is a Giants team that had some swagger. This is a Giants team. They showed the graphic. What they lost 7 in a row on the road, something like that. Third longest losing streak on the road for that team. Like, they were going to win. The Giants, who are, you know, average to below average, we're going to beat you in your place on a day you were honoring DT and honoring the Super Bowl 50 team. It just couldn't happen. It could not happen. And it did not happen because the Broncos defense, and boy, Justin Sternod, man alive. Should Sternod be starting next to Dre Greenlaw? Like, Justin Sternod, thank you, man. All these players, thank you. Just, you go on and on about this defense. You had gaffes along the way. Obviously, John Franklin Myers and that penalty and roughing the passer. Like, you had teammates running into each other. There needs to be like some sort of call, and it's loud and it's on the field. You're trying to make a play, but there was twice where Broncos players just kind of ran into each other where there could have been picks to end the game. That could have ended on a PS2 interception. That could have ended on a Talanoa Hufanga interception, and it didn't. And then the Giants get it, and then they get down there in the pass interference, and then Jackson Dart scores, but then the Broncos get the ball back, and then they drive down and they get a field goal. Oh my God. Amazing Marvin Mims play. Marvin, thank you. Thank you. Marvin Mims. The highest compliment that we can pay on Orange and Blue today, besides perfection. I'm not sure that game was perfection. That ending was perfection. But the highest compliment on Orange and Blue today is the kiss. Man, Marvin Mims. What a play. That pass wasn't for Marvin. That pass was for Court. Marvin turns around because he's running a clear out and the ball's right there. He's like, oh, let me just catch this thing. Amazing. Evan Ingram thinking he's going out of bounds. And there was part of me earlier in the game on an Ingram play where I was like, man, you could have stayed in bounds, dude. Come on. You guys are fighting. You guys are trying. Things haven't been going your way. Evan Ingram, looking like he's going out of bounds, plants the foot, stays in bounds, picks up another, 7 yards. Give me a number, chat room. I don't even care. And then it's like that just gets the Broncos closer. And they just get closer. And they just get closer. And then they win this damn thing. Amazing. 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 And the type of confidence you can build on this. Again, I'm probably going to go drop F-bombs into my producer as soon as I get to the studio tomorrow. Just amazing. Amazing. That's the type of play, the type of game that I mean, you can build so much confidence. You can build so much momentum. Momentum is an effect. It's not a cause. It's an effect. You have to build it. But this type of team, they're never out of it. They're never out of it. And they showed how much they were never out of it in this game. To continue to fight, okay? Do they lack discipline? Yes. The special teams kind of stink compared to last year. Yes. Does Sean Payton get in his own way? Yes. Does Bo Nix get too many passes batted at the line of scrimmage? Yes. Does this defense let tight ends have career days against them? Yes. But the togetherness that you have, the type of wherewithal that it takes to win that sort of game, do you know how many times teams have folded like a lawn chair? Teams have folded like an absolute lawn chair because they just get down and you know they're going to be down and there's just no way and they're just down and out, right? Down and out. And there's so many teams that would just give up. There's so many teams that just would be like, it's not our day. And even that was part of my, message as I'm going through, like, kind of my thoughts of when this thing was going to kind of turn for the Denver Broncos. When I thought of, like, okay, what can this team do in terms of, like, all right, it's, just not your day. It's not going to happen for you. It's not what you do. And it's just something where you go, okay, well, get them next time, whatever. And Sean Payton's got to clean stuff up. And of course, you've got so many things going on right now where you're just like, okay, there's a lot of things to fix with this team. There's a lot of things to fix with this team. And they're still there, by the way. They're still there. But after this sort of win, you still have to work on those things. All those things that I mentioned, you have to work on. And there's more than what I just mentioned. But all of those things, you can also say, hey, when the chips are down, we did it against the Eagles. Hey, when the chips were down, we did it against the Giants. We did it at home. You're never out of it with Bo Nix. That's something that is clear right now. You are never out of it with Bo Nix. You're never out of it, yes, with Sean Payton. Now, when they get the ball back, and it was over 4 minutes left or whatever, and I'm talking to myself, which is a sign of high intelligence, by the way. I didn't make that up. But I'm talking to myself as I'm watching the game, and I was like, okay, let Bo go tempo. Now, let Bo take over, Sean. And then they call the stupid screen pass. We got to stop with these screen passes. Like, just full stop. Stop with the screen passes. And that's the thing. Like, you get the ball back. You've got to go tempo. Sean gets to call one play coming out of the TV timeout. You go out there and it's a stupid screen pass. And I was like, God bless America. Just let Bo go tempo. Let Bo call the plays. Let Bo carry this thing. And it was something where, like, okay, wow. This team just did that. Because, yes, you had the problems with Sean Payton. You had the problems with all of everything that Sean Payton was trying to do in this one. And now you got to say it was a victory. You got to say it was a victory. So you're never out of it with Bo Nix. This feels incredible. I mean, what did we just watch? We watched 3.5 quarters of terrible football. And then we watched a glorious, glorious finish. Glorious finish. Sorry, I got my man Richie Carney. He's texting me. He's like, he wants to jump on. Everybody's got something to say about this game. So we're going to get 15 more minutes in of me dumping my brain and feeling great, baby. And then we're going to get to your comments. And we're going to go another half hour. You know how we do on this show, and you know how the Broncos do as well. And that's give you a heart attack. So thank you, Denver Broncos, for making my chest hurt, making my stomach hurt, making my head hurt, and getting the win. I mean, my God, the thrill of victory, right? The thrill of victory. It doesn't mean that there aren't still a million problems, but we got to stop on this whole situation of like, not necessarily nitpicking a win, but I've just seen, I saw it, somebody on Twitter, for the first time I saw this at halftime. For the first time, I've never seen this before. We've seen the Jarrett Stidham because Mike Evans was guilty of that. And you were, Mike. Don't try to deny. Show me the audio. It's a clip on YouTube, baby. How do I know? Because I clipped it up, Mike Evans. You said, maybe this team should go to Jarrett Stidham. It's on YouTube. Find it. So I've heard that. That's garbage. That's crap, nonsense, whatever. Sorry, Mike. Terrible opinion. Awful, worst opinion ever. If there's an opinion that is the worst, that's the worst one right there. Put in Jarrett Stidham. Get out of here. But I actually saw it on Twitter today at halftime of like, I kind of want Shedeur Sanders. Get out of here with all that nonsense. People got to stop live tweeting during games because then you end up with egg on your face. But what did we just watch? This game is so good. This game is so good. See, Richie, I'm mocking you like behind the scenes. I can see you're getting your beard ready, getting beard oiled up, right? I might get some Vaseline and oil up my arms tomorrow. Come into the studio. Talking to Richie Carney. Richie, what did we just watch, man?
Cecil, I need a cigarette. I need something. That was one of the wildest, unnecessary, unbelievable fourth quarters I've ever seen in my life. The Broncos were dead. They were dead on arrival, dead in the water. There was no pulse. The only way they can come back and win that game is if the Giants absolutely, you know what, in their helmet, and they did it. And even then, it came back to a walk-off.
Yep. It came back after the Jackson Dart touchdown, and there's 30 seconds left. I mean, how many times did we have to fight to get over that sort of hump at the end of this game, Richie? The Theo Johnson touchdown, when we're doing math, right? We're like, okay, if they can, stop the Giants here, then they get the ball back. Then it's like you can score, and then it's a 3-point game. Then Theo Johnson gets that tip touchdown.
Which, by the way, is the perfect epitome of, like, anything the Broncos could do, the Giants could do better today.
Yes.
Troy Franklin gets a tip touchdown to kind of give them a little bit of life offensively. Then Theo Johnson's like, hey, you know what? I got this. Watch this for 40-something yards.
Right. And so then that play happens. You're like, well, I guess it's just one of those days. I was going to come on this show and just open it up to the chat room immediately because I was like, I don't have any answers other than Sean Payton's got to give up play calling. Like, it looks so bad. And then that play happens. You're like, okay, Mama said there'd be days like this, but then they fight back and they win. They never gave up. And I think that's more valuable. There's tons of stuff to work on. And I already called out Spivak because he's still texting me like, this team's still trash. Like, I already called him out. Tomorrow morning, I'm coming in the studio, probably dropping some F-bombs. But it's like, listen, the way you can build from this sort of win, yes, there are other things to work on. Those are football things, but just kind of the emotions around this team now, you can build off of that win.
Cecil, there's something valuable about knowing that you're down but never out, right? I mean, certainly having a championship caliber or at least postseason caliber defense, like I believe the Broncos has, goes a long way in helping you feel that. But up to this point, especially coming off of the dud of a game offensively that they had at Tottenham Hotspur against the Jets, to see it followed up this way, man, it was really just throwing up red flags and alarm bells all over the place. So I think there's value in a locker room staying together and in players believing within the organization that they're capable of it. But to the point that you alluded to earlier, there's so much to walk away from this game that's like, what are we doing? The play calling, and I saw Ben DiNucci starting a little bit of a firestorm on Twitter talking about is it time for Davis Webb, which I think just like Russell Wilson entering that game today when Jackson Dart came up was going to be over Brian Dable's dead body. Giving up play calling is going to be over Sean Payton's dead body. I think he would resign as head coach of the Broncos and go back to the Fox set before he gave up play calling on a team that he was the head coach. That being said, the play calling was really bad. I mean, you're talking about eight-year-old on Madden level, like wide receiver screen spamming. There's almost no creativity to it and too much creativity to it at the same time. It's very predictable. The Giants were calling out screen before the snap multiple times. And then you have the overabundance of creativity where on second and goal from the 3-yard line, you're trying to throw a tackle-eligible pass to Garrett Bowles, or you're running a play to R.J. Harvey where he was supposed to, I think, throw a pass or create some kind of trickery. And
backward pass.
It didn't happen. And it's like, why are we doing that? Why are we going out of our way to be, clever and trendy and cool, cute, when in reality, this offense has struggled to do the not so cute things the majority of the time.
Yeah. Can't block on a screen pass. Nobody can block on a screen pass. Why do you keep going back to it? But my God, man, the way this game finished, I'm not saying all is forgiven, but I would recommend, and I have wised up in my old age, Richie, as I'm a senior now. I don't live tweet during games because I got enough on a roller coaster, baby. Are you done with the roller coaster? Did you get the thrills today of the Elix's ride?
No, I said, I'm good. I've had the stimulant for my Sunday. I need a nice relaxing Sunday night football defensive battle. That would be great.
I need a Zen, but the 3, not the 6.
Exactly. Half dose.
Up. Yes.
Half dose.
The half of it. Yeah. I mean, this is a great win and a great team win. You saw that together. You saw the guy celebrating with Lutz after kicking that field goal, man. I mean, these guys just believe in each other, and that's why they're 5-2. They're 5-2, man.
Sole ownership of first place in the AFC West. Somewhere that even if I think preseason we saw a lot of things going right for the Broncos, I don't know that through 6 or 7 weeks we saw them having sole ownership of first place in the division. They were always kind of they'll be in the mix, they'll be in the hunt, and maybe that game against the Chiefs on Christmas, that's going to be the deciding factor, and that all that's still in play. But it kind of felt like the Broncos were going to have to fight from the bottom to get there instead of now trying to hold serve at the top.
Yeah. Now you get the driver's seat. Now, Sean, don't run this thing off the road, basically.
No, I want a Tesla. I want autopilot. I actually don't want any hands on the wheel. Please, because I'm looking at the moves that they made in this offseason, forgetting about the fact that this is a full offseason with Sean and Bo together where they can iron out those kinks. And then you bring in all these playmakers. And it feels like we're not, as a team, if we're the Broncos, putting ourselves in the best position to utilize them most of the time. Yeah, Sutton's going to get his. Mims is good for a pop play every now and then. He certainly had a handful today. But you drive the ball down and J.K. Dobbins is running well. Then you find your way to take the ball out of his hands by throwing it to Garrett Bowles or by at the 3-yard line with an opportunity to take 3 points and you turn it down. And then you throw a pass to the 3-yard line on 4th and goal from the 3. It's just there's too much going on and not enough going on, like I said. And I don't know why that's the case. When you had a full off season to get things ironed out and to mesh together, and you brought in better playmakers, which was the primary excuse from last year.
Yeah. You brought in better playmakers. And the thing is about these mistakes, other than maybe some ILB concerns still, because tight end still crushed this team. I hope everyone in fantasy starts any tight end that plays against the Broncos. Even the backup tight ends are going to do good things. But all of these mistakes are correctable. That's the thing. Like, imagine when this team knows what they're doing, because they don't know what they're doing right now, and they're 5-2.
Right. I mean, that's the. I mean, you're seeing like Jeff Schwartz and other people being like, "What do the Broncos practice all week?" Because this can't be it. You know what I mean? And I actually, especially from an outside perspective, as someone who's not like in the weeds in it, like you and I are, I can see watching the Broncos on Sunday and being like, what are we working on here? And Sean Payton at the podium after games, especially, I think it was that most recently after the Jets game, was like, hey, yeah, a lot of the things we struggled with, penalties, third down, moving the ball, these are all things we emphasized in practice, and they're still not translating. So there's a certain element that's like, well, if that's what you're working on and it's not clicking, how about we try something different? Or why is it not clicking? Has anyone asked the question at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit, why it's not clicking week after week after week?
Right. Is it a power struggle between Sean and Bo? That's a conversation for during the week. Conversation for now is Bo Chapman-Nix and his performance, his touchdown run. Chef's kiss.
It was Tim Tebow-esque, but actually in a complimentary way. Like, yeah. I live tweeted, trigger warning, during the game, I think the Giants could have had 14 defenders on the field at that play, and nobody was going to stop Bo Nix from getting in the end zone. That was a well-blocked, well-executed, well-called, to credit to Sean Payton, play, and Bo Nix executed it to perfection. And Cecil, I find the Bo Nix conversation that we're going to be having tonight, tomorrow, and for maybe the next month or so into the season, increasingly fascinating, because it feels like there's some Tebow parallels here that are not necessarily like overwhelmingly evident, but there's enough to put the conversation on. Like, the guy's a gamer. He can win. He's competitive. He's got fire. He's athletic, and he can move. But, man, for 3.5 quarters today, it was overthrows, it was 3 and outs, and it was blown up screen passes or passes 5 yards or less from the line of scrimmage. Those are things that, in my opinion, a head coach calls to help mask limitations at the quarterback position. I think that is what John Fox and company did with Tebow when he was here, because they're like, this guy can't run an NFL offense. I think Bo Nix can run an NFL offense, but Sean Payton seems to be calling a game that questions whether or not he can do that to the level that Sean wants.
Yeah, Sean's wanting to do a little bit too much right now, but did you see when things turned around? You and I have been around Sean Payton. Did you see his look on the sideline? His eyes were red.
Yeah.
And not from any sort of celebratory things. I think he was so pissed. He was pissed about the missed blocks. He was pissed about the penalties. He was pissed about the drop passes. He was pissed about the overthrows. Like, Sean Payton, I don't mean to go Patches O'Houlihan here, but if you got to get angry and you got to get mean, then I want someone to make Sean Payton angry before the game, because he called a better game once he got pissed. Once he was getting embarrassed by the Giants and it was 19-0, Sean Payton finally woke up.
Shocker. There's an element of Sean Payton that performs at his best when his personal pride is on the line. And I don't think that's even something that's necessarily indicative just to Sean. I think a lot of us in that situation, certainly could fall victim to that or be guilty of that. And Cecil, to add to your point there, I mean, Sean Payton normally, especially like pregame, postgame, during the week, whatever, he's usually pretty even keeled and says a lot to say a little outside of some double latte punctuation points throughout the year. Cecil, he ran down to the 3-yard line and got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after his team gave up an inexcusable penalty. And you can argue whether or not they should have thrown the flag in that situation. I get it.
Right.
But they did. And it was a bad look for the Broncos. It put them in a very bad situation, especially considering you had not one, but 2 game-sealing interceptions broken up by friendly fire. Mm-hmm. J-Mac and Pat Surtain, Brandon Jones and Talanoa Hufanga. So all of that happens. Now the Giants are going to get 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line, and then you push it to the 1 because you got an unsportsmanlike half the distance to the goal penalty. That's uncharacteristic of Sean Payton and points out, to your point, how upset and frustrated and flustered and out of character he was in that moment emotionally.
Now, let's go tit for tat here, because now as we're talking about this and I'm thinking about it, I believe, and perhaps I don't have my tinfoil hat on, although it's somewhere around here. Sean Payton does everything on purpose. Does he do that on purpose to get that ball closer so that they score quicker? If they take time and score, they were going to score.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to score. The Giants were going to score there. Okay, so is part of Sean like, I'm going to move this thing a little closer and they're going to jump in and Dart's going to stretch out? I mean, if they don't score on that play and it takes more time, then the Broncos just lose and time runs out.
Maybe. I mean, I'm inclined to say if I had to put money behind an outcome or a motivation, I think Sean Payton could have just told Vance Joseph, "Hey, let him in, let him." You know what I mean? We've seen at all levels of football opportunities for the defense to just say, "Hey, we're actually gonna, concede here and give our offense a chance to go do their thing." I think he could have done that, and I think that it makes me feel like he wouldn't do that because I think this defense. I think he believes, and I damn sure know Vance Joseph believes, can bow their neck and get a stop there in that situation. So I even though that would have taken more time, I'm not sure Sean Payton has it in him to bite his lip and let an opposing team score a touchdown with a handful of minutes left to go.
I love the back and forth between Sean and Bo. I love the back and forth sideline stuff between Sean and VJ. Because it's like, okay, VJ, I'm doing it. My guys are doing it. Now it's on you to stop this thing.
Yeah, but you know what? I would love to have been VJ in that situation because I'd be like, okay, you're doing it now. I've been doing it for 3.5 quarters. Where you been, dude? Where have you been? Okay.
Right. Point at the scoreboard. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? All right. You're going to have plenty to talk about on the rundown. Are you filling in anywhere else this week? Because you've got a lot to say.
No, I don't think I'm filling in anywhere else as of now, other than I will be sitting with you for an hour on Tuesday so that our boy Josh Dover can get his basketball on and hopefully do better than the Boston Celtics media against some Nuggets coaches.
Right. Well, make sure everyone check out the rundown right here on our Denver Sports YouTube with Richie Carney hosting and leading the way. And get Spivak to give him some caffeine, give him something to make him happy. Bring him a pizza. Maybe I'll bring him a breakfast burrito. Maybe he can actually be happy the Broncos won instead of being a, curmudgeon.
I question regularly what actually brings him joy or happiness on this earth. So I have no doubt that he will find a way to be at a minimum salty or solemn about this outcome in some fashion.
Yes. All right, Richie, I appreciate you jumping on, man, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Shout out tomorrow.
Richie Carney, everybody. There he is with Denver Sports YouTube. It's time to get to your questions and your comments in the chat room, but first, a word from our sponsor. Today's episode of Orange and Blue Today is presented by Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Ramos Law was founded by Dr. Joseph Ramos, an attorney and ER doctor, to provide exceptional care to those injured in accidents. With a unique understanding of both medicine and law, the Ramos Law team is built to fight for you every step of the way. Experience the Ramos Law difference. Contact them today at ramoslaw.com. Wow. Just wow. There's part of me is like, I can't believe what I watched. Can't believe I just saw that. Yeah, the Tebow thing. I'm sure the chat room reacted to that great. I will say this. I will not mention Tim Tebow. That's for others because, well, I was there and it wasn't great, Bob. So yeah, is Bo Nix got some magic, right? Tebow had Matt Prater. Shotgun Willie's had Matt Prater as well, but Tebow had Matt Prater and that defense coming through. Like, this was a team win, collective team win. Will Lutz, Broncos defense. Like I said, Justin Sternad, Riley Moss making plays, Jaquan McMillan getting picked on with Wan'Dale Robinson. And then at the end, they knew it was coming for Wan'Dale. Pat Surtain, baiting Jackson Dart, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, DJ Jones, Malcolm Roach, John Franklin Myers, Nick Benito, Dondrea Tillman, Q Robinson made some plays, right? Of course, the return of Dre Greenlaw was exciting. So, what a game. What a game. It's time to get to your comments in the chat room, and let's talk about it. Let's chop it up. What did you think about this game? Can you believe what we just watched? And, okay, they still have problems. No one's saying that. Their problems just immediately disappear. You're down 19-0 to the Giants. Jackson Dart's working your defense. Cam Scatterbu is working your defense. And you come through and you get the win for the Denver Broncos. Now 5-2, and it feels absolutely outstanding as you look at Bo Nix throwing 50 times. They came out throwing too much. They should have come out running, because when they did run, I mean, JK's at 5'8" a carry. Bo Nix with 2 rushing touchdowns. Bo Nix with 2 passing touchdowns. All right. Of course, we know that Troy Franklin got 1. RJ Harvey got 1. I want to know in the chat room, fire Rizzy. That's the first thing I look at when I pull up the chat room. Fire Rizzy. Hey, that's Sean's guy. I got a couple Fire Rizzies from the same guy. Crush GK must hate Darren Rizzy. I love this, Connor. DT came down from heaven and said, not on my day. Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, they gave us a hell of a matchup. I mean, just an outstanding game. And I was like, please, on the day that you're honoring Demaryius and we have all that goodwill, and you have Peyton Manning getting choked up. If you haven't seen that, Andrew Mason had the clip on social networking, like Peyton Manning getting choked up talking about Demaryius. Like, on this day, you know, there's going to be days when you lose in this fashion. But on this day, I didn't want that to happen, man. I said it on Friday on Dover and Cecil. I feel fortunate enough that I've saw most every practice snap for Demaryius Thomas in a Broncos uniform. Almost every single thing he ever did for this team. I was there, and just watching greatness become greater, right? Like, he was obviously talented first-round pick, but coming in, responding to Peyton Manning in the way that he did, taking his game to another level in the way that he did, being unstoppable in the way that he was, like, it was fantastic. I didn't want that to go down. I didn't want the Broncos to have an L on this day. Dan asks, Cecil, you ask if we can believe. Nope, can't believe, but we can believe. I should just get a graphic of this to put up every time. But yeah, you can believe. You can believe. How about that? Feels great, Sharon, right? On top of the AFC West, it is your Denver Broncos. I'm going to disrobe on this show. Just taking off my cardigan. I'm cold. I'm hot. I'm cold. I'm hot. No, I'm not going through menopause. But it's like, oh my God, this team and everything they were able to do. Amazing that you can have that sort of togetherness and not fall apart, to have that sort of wherewithal and not just the wheels just fall off. I mean, that's the type of game that can, I'm not saying ruin your season, but that's the type of game where you just be like, oh, you know, what are we? I think there's a lot of questions that still can be asked and need to be answered, by the way. But you lose that game, and it's a real gut punch for your season. Doesn't end your season, ruin your season, whatever. But it's just a gut punch. Like, you let that team come here, young kids run around dancing, chains, everything. Like, yeah, they got their win, and I'm sure they did some talking. That's for sure. That's for sure. Dave said the road to Canton is paved to wins, with wins like this one. I'll learn how to read. Dave, I will say, instead of Canton, can we say Santa Clara, Super Bowl 60? I like it. I like it. And I like this. Tyler, this is perfect. This is perfect. Now, the highest compliment on this show is the kiss. So that's for your comment right here. I feel like this is the worst we can play, and we're still winning. Imagine if we play well. Tyler, that is perfection. That is absolutely the perfect comment for what we watched with the Denver Broncos, because they're not even playing good. They're not playing good football, and they're winning. So imagine if it comes together, and that's where the excitement should be. The concerns are still going to be there. And this isn't Blog Boy Radio or Homer Radio. Obviously, I don't work for KOA, so I don't have to like keep it clean in what I say about this team. I can say what the truth is. And the truth is they played like trash and they still won. And guess what? When they don't play like trash, imagine that. Imagine how that can come around and come together. Now, week 7 last year is when things really started to get going with Bo. That New Orleans game, we remember. This one at home instead of being on the road. But week 7, like, this is the type of win that can propel you. I have them at 8-3 by the bye. They still only have 2 losses. You could be 9-2 by the bye. But you have to play better. I think I saw a Cowboys fan in the chat room. It's like, Cowboys fans just learned how to type, so they're just super excited. Like, hey, computers, the internet. Like, yeah, we're going to bask in this one, the 24-hour rule, and then boom, it's on to, moving on to Dallas. I'm not going to sound like Bill Belichick, though, because he's odd. We're not talking about it. Bo Nix is going to be fine, everybody. Bo Nix is going to be more than fine. Cody says it here. We have greatness inside us. We just got to fight off our demons first. Like, that's like, you have to journey through that almost on a game to game basis with this team. You've got to journey through the hell to get to the heaven and get to the victory. Like, you've got to shake off the demons just to get where you want to go, which is a W, and moving on to the next one. It's like, man, it'd be nice to play a game where you just came out and dominated. You know what I mean? I think I had it 28-13, something like that. I thought the Broncos would win 28-13. They obviously did not do that. They still won, and that's an incredible game. Just absolute incredible game. Oh, man. Crush GK 8303. I'm going to put this on the screen, and then you be the judge, because I kind of agree with him. Was that the most John Elway? I know Richie said Tebow, and like, Tebow. No. John. Somebody that could actually play and pass. I like Timmy. I think Timmy was sweet, but he wasn't a passer. He wasn't a pro quarterback. But Crush GK 303, man. I'm going to steal that from you. I'm going to use it on Dover and Cecil. I'll use it in the opening segment just to piss off my producer who can't stand the Broncos. Like, I think it's awesome. I said it last year during Bo Nix's rookie season when every others, and I'll name names if you want me to, others not on Dover and Cecil and not on the Fan, were saying like, oh, Bo Nix is a 3rd-round pick and Todd McShay, blah, 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 and I think Bo has problems. The one thing that I had witnessed last year, and this has nothing to do with me, it has to do with you guys. And you guys at the stadium specifically. If you are leaving the stadium and you're watching me on YouTube right now, hi, drop in a comment and let me know what you think. But I said last year, the Mile High Magic is back. Longtime viewers are going to remember that when I was like, hey, is it just me or is the Mile High Magic back? And if this isn't Mile High Magic, I have no idea what is. If this game is not magical, wonderful, stupendous, amazing, if this game isn't magic, then I have no idea what magic is. That was magic. This game was magic. This game was pulling a rabbit out of my hat multiple times, because multiple times you could have lost this game. I mean, you were going to lose this game, and you didn't stop believing. Again, there's plenty to clean up, but I am telling you right now, that blankety blanker back there is not real. I just had to finish that quote. I am telling you right now, this type of win, you can learn more and build more and earn more collectively as a team, the ultimate team sport. You can win more because of this win. You got stuff to work on. Obviously, we're going to talk about it all week, okay? But that sort of win and winning in that way, you're never out of it with Bo Nix. You're never out of it. With that sort of win, you can earn more from that. You can take more from that. So that when you're in Kansas City and you're down and it's the 4th quarter, you can drive back and you can win because you know you can do it. You've done it before. You did it on the road in Philadelphia. You did it at home against the Giants. Maybe it's just NFC East teams. I don't know. We'll see what Dallas brings. CeeDee Lamb is back. We'll talk about that later. But this type of win can build so much, can gain so much for your Broncos team. More of your chat room questions. I'm probably way behind. So I'm sorry. Justin saying Sean needs to be more disciplined, can't run out on the field. Now, Justin, I agree with you, but did Sean do it on purpose to move him closer just so they'd score and his offense would get the ball back? Doesn't that sound like Sean Payton? Sean Payton was emotional. Sean Payton was pissed off. He's all worked up. But did he do that because he was mad? Or did he do that because he wanted him to get a little bit closer so that they just score on the first play? And then the Broncos would get the ball back with 30 seconds, drive down, and kick the game-winning field goal. Thank you, Will Lutz. Thank you, Will Lutz. Rick say, Bo Nix had 50 passing attempts. Lol. Yeah, I don't want 50 passing attempts for Bo Nix. They need to run the ball more, run the ball early. Tommy talking about stopping Javonte. Tommy, appreciate you, bro. We're going to talk about Dallas later. This is about now. What do you guys think? Harry Potter? We got Harry Potter up in here. Stop calling screens 80% of your plays. Run the ball, take the training wheels off Bo, and let him play and go up tempo. If that's what he likes, Sternot and Greenlaw, please. Harry Potter? I think that's fantastic recommendations. See, speaking of magic, with that lightning tattoo on Bo Nix, right? Bo Nix, you got to maybe pull that hair back, pull that helmet up. He's got that lightning tattoo, right? Is he the Harry Potter of the Denver Broncos? I love it. This is everything you're saying right there is exactly what should happen. Sean Payton, for whatever reason, put the training wheels back on Bo and doesn't like when he does certain things. Let him cook, man. Let him do what he likes to do. Cody says, RJ has me worried. Some signs of the dude not getting it. I did ask Sean Payton. I was the guy that asked Sean Payton last week, are you happy with RJ? And he said yes, and explained what he does behind the scenes. But it not a great look when Bo Nix is like, no, I'm telling you, whatever the play call was. Like he changed it, Omega or whatever. He's like, no, it's Omega, get over there. So, yeah, are there times the kid's brain seems a little bit scrambled? Yeah. It's probably pretty stressful. I know that's his job. Am I a little bit concerned about RJ? Yeah, I want to see more, but I love the touchdown because that touchdown was after that play where Bo had to like yell at him and put him in position. And baby, that's football. Football is about overweight men and windbreakers yelling at you or your quarterback yelling at you if you're not getting it right. Ryan says, did this unqualified win over the Giants make up for the unqualified loss to the Colts? We're moving on, Ryan. Moving on. I could make the argument they should be 7-0 right now. I could also make the argument that they should be 3-4. Math. But like, yeah. Ho. Justin, 2 8-point touchdowns for DT, 88. Let's flip and go. It's flipping, right? I like that. Nice blocks on the Bo rush TD. That's right. Great block from Sutton on Thibodeau, I believe. And then Garrett Bowles out in front. Big man pushing guys around. Even McGlinchey getting down there, getting in the way. So there you go. See, now this is what I like. I like the old heads coming through. Joe Ed says, reminds me of another fourth quarter comeback, 1984, down 19-0 to the Baltimore Colts. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it. Red wave, thrill of victory in the agony of the first 3 quarters. I think thrill of victory in the agony of the first 3.5 quarters, Eddie. Red wave of ketchup says that. I can't believe they won. I'm so happy that they won because it was so miserable thinking of like, how am I going to do an hour show after this garbage performance? And then they turn it around and then they win. And that's the thing. The W's all count the same. You know, it's just like the L's all count the same. Well, they should. Chargers, last second field goal. Colts, still an L. This is a W. You played like garbage for 3.5 quarters. Still a W. All right, now build, learn, grow. You know, start cleaning up these mistakes, Sean, with your play calling. Bo, stop getting the ball batted at the damn line of scrimmage all the time. You know, maybe have a little bit more energy in your steps. A lot of the times he's just kind of flat-footed. And it's like, have a little bit, maybe not the Peyton Manning hop, but like have a little bit more energy in your stance. So you're not just flat footed and a defender goes 1, 2, put your hands up, knock the ball down. So there you go. What's Jimin talking about? Analyzing and wasting my time. Your time is precious, Jimin. I am not going to overanalyze and waste your time. Stop with the Tebow comparison, Josh. I would agree with that. Let Bo throw it. 5-2 and standing alone atop the AFC West. Bo leave. Lutz heart attack. What a fourth quarter performance. Yeah. Yes. That's for sure. Adam saying Abrams drain should get a serious look. Moss ain't it. The problem with KAD is he's small. KAD is your replacement for Jaquan, and I thought Jaquan had a bad day today. He had a worse day than Moss did. But Jaquan, when he goes on, likely moves on in free agency, then Chris Abrams-Drains can step in and be a fine slot corner, but he's not an outside guy. Could totally be wrong because, and I'm not saying Adam is saying this, but I've seen other people say it, like Chris Abrams-Drain is just like Chris Harris. I personally believe, as someone who has Chris Harris as a dear friend, he ain't Chris Harris. And I'm not saying that because I'm Chris's buddy. I'm saying it because there's so many few and far between the guys would be Chris Harris. So I'm just not going to put KAD in that conversation. He's not Chris Harris. He's going to be a really good starting slot corner, just like Jaquan, except for today, is mainly a really good starting slot corner. John saying they still need to run early. Rather see a run for 2 and 3 yards, not the screens to go for nothing, or the incomplete passes, or the batted passes, or the drops. Was it Vince Lombardi that said when you throw the ball, 3 things can happen and 2 of them are bad? Yeah, when you throw the ball, 3 things can happen and 2 of them are bad. So JK needed way more carries, Cody. I appreciate that. That's the thing. Pro 16 K-Bo. I still don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Broncos will only get better. And that's the thing. We have to talk about the flaws. We have to, because no one's just going to be like, they're perfect, everybody. Super Bowl. You shouldn't be saying that unless you're Blog Boy Radio or if you have to work for the team affiliate and you can't really say anything, which is true, by the way. As someone who has gotten that direction when working for a team affiliate, yeah, you can't say what you need to say. So we can talk about it, not necessarily dwell on it, but talk about it. Hey, I like this better. I like this better. I like this better. Sean Payton, how about some fewer screens? How about running the ball more? Get JK's 15 to 16 to 17 carries. Like, there are things to discuss, but I really like that viewpoint of like, this is only going to get better. The things that they have problems with outside of IOB, not named Dre Greenlaw, the things about that is they're correctable. Your linebackers just have to play better as much as they possibly can. But every other problem that they have, that's fixable. Everything they have that needs to be fixed can be fixed. Then what? What if they fix them by Thanksgiving? What if they fix them by Christmas? What if they have them fixed and they're playing their best football in January? That means they're going to be playing in February, everybody. So I like that point of view. More calls for Riley Moss to be out. Jahdae Barron is, again, he's gonna take a few years. So let's not rush Barron out there. And again, Jaquan had a worse day today than Riley Moss. Just my opinion. DT Trucker says, breathe, just breathe, and God bless Bo Nix. What a game. Touchdown Bo Nix, a real one in the chat, one of the OGs in the chat. And Touchdown Bo Nix, appreciate that, man. All of our regular chat people, all of our listeners to Dover and Cecil, like, Nix is clutch, so clutch. And that's another thing. Is Bo Nix have the strongest arm? What, the one he put in the dirt for Court on the right sideline where he's like trying to do it and a little bit off platform and it just goes in the dirt? Okay, that's a off platform arm thing. And he doesn't have a weak arm by any means, but I've seen Drake May, for example, roll to his right, see someone opposite play side on the left side and make that throw. not very many quarterbacks can make that throw. Elway used to be able to do it. With Bo, it's usually got to be like right in front of him on his side. So the thing is like, is Bo Nix the perfect quarterback? No. Is Bo Nix, Matt Ryan, or Jared Goff? I've always compared him to Jared Goff, which is a positive, by the way. But the main thing with Bo Nix is what Touchdown Bo Nix says here. He's clutch. You can't coach clutch. You either are or you aren't. So when you get in that huddle, again, the things they can take away from this victory and the way they won is much more beneficial than losing the game and having some coaching points. Because now there is a feel and an air of invincibility. There is a feel of you're in that huddle, Bo's not rattled, he's calling some plays, you're down, it's 19-0. It's 19-0. Take your ball and go home. Except for the Denver Broncos with Bo Nix. So Bo Nix being clutch, again, you can't coach that. And not everybody has that. And last year's class, how many of those guys have it? I wouldn't say Penix is clutch. Wouldn't say McCarthy, who had a second-round grade on, is clutch. Drake May plays hero ball, so it's kind of double-edged sword. Jaden, my main concern, and the reason I thought Jaden would take a step back this year is because I thought he'd get hurt. He's hurt again. There's clutch ability there with Jaden, but the problem is his lower body's really small, and, well, now he's hurt again. And Caleb is... let's just keep watching Caleb with Ben Johnson. But clutch. Bo Nix being clutch. That's the main thing, man. That's the main thing. 33 in the fourth. 41-41 disc golf. Craziest game I can remember watching. This was insane. Absolute insanity. I could do this show the rest of the night. I could, because there's just so much to say. Absolute insanity. And what do you know? The Broncos got the win. Susie says, hope they gave the game ball to DT's parents. That'd be cool if they did. Broncos setting it up the right way. I know there was the Twitter controversy. I believe Annabelle Bolin went on Twitter and like, we weren't invited. And, you know, Super Bowl 50 celebration, all that. And, you know, should have they have been there? That's a conversation. I'll just go back to Super Bowl 50 and say, I don't think any of the Bolin children worked for the team at the time. Again, not making excuses. And it's not my call. And honestly, after this game, I'm not saying I don't care. I just know people were talking about it like the Bolin should have been there. Like, yeah, Mr. B was awesome. The trust was not awesome. And all that was not awesome. And in Super Bowl 50, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think any Bolins worked for the team. And the trust was in place. So, like, okay, let's have that conversation. But Broncos set it up with the DT celebration. Gary Kubiak up there, DeMarcus Ware up there, DT's parents up there, and his mother, I believe her name is Katina, touching his face because the last time she touched his face and when she said goodbye to him. If that doesn't just hit you all in the feels, I'm getting chills just recapping her words about it. So, yeah, I love this one. Boutros, 4G. We have winners on this team. Clutch. Coffees for closers. Well, they're drinking coffee tonight or whatever they want to drink. Cardiac Kids. Yeah, somebody in the chat room said, Nix is not clutch, he's garbage. Guess who's getting banned? I have the power. Yeah, if you're going to come in on this chat and this after this game and be like, Bo Nix is crap, then you're getting banned. Sorry. Go to a Giants channel. Or go to your Jarrett Stidham channel or wherever you want. Bo is him. Bo is him. David said, I thought it was over when they got 19. I mean, it's 19-0. How do you win this sort of game? Michael with a great point. Offense seems easy to defend at times. Maybe needs more time. Maybe needs help. Having said that, you go to London, win. Come home next week, win. Fourth quarter killers. Taking advantage of turnovers. Clutch Gene. Bo shows up for the big moment. 5-2 for the first time in 9 years. And it feels great, baby. It feels absolutely great. Sean is hated by the refs. Yeah, he's hated by the league. That's why I want Sean Payton to win a Super Bowl and take the Lombardi trophy up in Roger Goodell's face and say, this one's for me. Because the league doesn't like Sean Payton. That was the one thing about hiring Sean Payton. you always were going to have the refs against you and the league against you. Now, the refs are bad across the league, so you're just going to have to deal with bad refs every single week. But yeah, that was the thing. And man, Tom is just obsessed with the Cowboys game next week. Tom, baby, let's enjoy this one. I ain't thinking about Dak Prescott yet, baby. Phil says RIP DT88. That is fantastic. Redemption for Lutz. Let's go Broncos country. I believe, but 3.5 quarters, I have no fingernails left. I love that. Honoring DT with the win. That is correct, sir. We won it for DT. I love it. Absolutely love it. This one's for DT. There you go. Jesus. So obviously we need another wide receiver. Can't count on Franklin. Franklin came through a little bit. I think the Bo Franklin thing gets a little bit too much pub. The overthrow again. Maybe that's on Bo, whatever. But like the chemistry with Troy that we always talk about, he's got chemistry from college. It's not as strong as you would think it would be. Free burrito. For Dan. Okay. That's for sure. Did Court end up with 88 receiving yards? 87 is what ESPN has him at. Oh, God bless America. Just give him the yard. Just give him the extra yard. Give him that 88. That'd be perfect. Why so many drops by the receivers? The Sutton drop, that was like a hospital ball. He's worried about the safety coming in. Troy Franklin's just going to have drops. We can go through the drops and the bad passes, the bad throws, the throws batted at the line of scrimmage. I love this one. Not every game is pretty in the NFL. Exactly. You have to know how to win ugly. And this team can win ugly. And this team won. Amazing. Still don't know how they did it. I watched it. I don't believe it. But yeah, Bo is a psycho. He's a psychopath. His words, not mine. Bo is a psychopath. And I love it. You have to believe. You have to believe. And yeah, I see the comments about next week. Next week is next week. This is a post-game show. I'm not breaking down the Cowboys matchup just yet. Next week is next week. Bo pulled that team across the finish line. Clutch, man. That's what your special quarterbacks have. Clutch. Chips are down. No way you can win. They can win. Mims is, you the MVP? Mims. Love Marvin Mims. Thank you. Beavis says, Denver PD going to be showing up asking questions on why Sean keeps giving people heart attacks each week. First in the AFC West. That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Ryan says, like you said all week, Cecil, let Bo cook. Proof in the fourth quarter. Yeah, just Sean. You're amazing. You're awesome. Let Bo Nix cook, please. The never give up kids. I like that. They're never going to give up. That's right. And they won today. And yeah, it's awesome. Good to have Mims out there. 4DT, the Hearts. All the feels today, Broncos country. All the feels. I want you to respond all week long. Couple of ways you can do that. If you've did a chat question, Mile High Magic. If you did a chat comment, then comment down below. It helps the algorithm. It tells YouTube people like this show. And thank you for liking this show. Orange and Blue today leading the way on our Denver Sports YouTube channel. We have an amazing audience. Mason and I take this game seriously, perhaps too seriously, but we love this game, and we want to give you the best Broncos coverage. And I personally believe that Mason and I do have the best Broncos coverage that you're ever going to find on YouTube. So thank you for that. We appreciate you for helping us grow the YouTube channel. On Dover and Cecil, and on 104.3 The Fan, just in general, Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, and The Drive with Zach Bye and Philip Lindsay. All of us, Denver Sports Tonight, we all appreciate you for making the fan number one. It feels fantastic, and it feels great. Don't want to let you guys down. Want to have the best information, the best opinions about this Broncos team. It's why I do what I do. So thank you guys. Thanks to the audience for responding in kind. Thank God the Denver Broncos won. Thank God. They won today. Mile High Magic has returned. Bo Nix, unflappable. Whew. I think I might dial up some nicotine. All right, everyone. Make sure to drop a like and a comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you never miss a vid. It is Orange and Blue today, Postgame Live. I'm Cecil Lammey saying, thank you, Lord. And stay frosty, baby.
For over 20 years, my family, like so many of you, has proudly been part of Broncos country. Every season, we feel the energy, passion, and commitment that defines this team. And now, we are honored to be the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.